Welcome to The Daily Pause with your host, Ron Powers. Hey, this is Ron with your Daily Pause. Hey, I'm taking a pause and doing something a little different today. As you can see, I have washers and dryers, and it's in a trailer, and I've got them in the van as well, run off of solar. And anyway, the reason why I wanted to do this today for the pause was, a lot of times as a truth teller, we focus in on exposing the corruption around us and things like that. And one of the things is there's a verse in Ephesians. It says, "Had nothing to do with the deeds of darkness, but rather expose them." And a lot of times we spend a lot of time just exposing corruption and things like that, but there is another dimension to believers. And I hope that you take that to heart. There are people like Praying Medic out there who happens to be an authority on QD codes. He does the news for a lot of us, and yet he spends a lot of his time teaching people how to hear God's voice, dream interpretation, healings. I mean, he's been involved in thousands of healings. And so there's a whole other dimension to people. And so as Christians are becoming patriots, and hopefully patriots are becoming Christians, there's a thing called compassion, and compassion for others in need. And so one of the things that I particularly do is I go out on Saturday mornings and I wash clothes at the local homeless camp. And I've been doing that for about 6 years. So yes, it's important to me that there's justice and corruption is exposed, but at the same time, helping our fellow person. Matthew 25 talks about, Jesus talks about the sheep and the goats, and he says that day when the Son of Man comes back to the earth in all his glory, he'll have the sheep on his right and the goats on his left, and there's a great separation. And he says to the sheep, you fed me when I was hungry, you clothed me when I was naked, you visited me in prison, et cetera, et cetera. And the apostles is saying, well, when did we do that, Lord? And he says, when you did it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. And so as we are exposing corruption, it's good to take time and take a pause from that and really just help our fellow man and do what the Lord had asked us to do, which was to have compassion. And they'll know us by our love, and so that's one of the things. And I do the loads of love, and it's for free, and it's just to bless others. And my co-host like Brandon Johnson, he's a pastor. He spends a ton of time just going and ministering to people that are emotionally in need and in need of salvation, in need of healing. And so he spends a lot of time just doing the needs of people and ministering. And my other co-host, Chris Hurst, also, she goes before the throne room of God in intercession and tearing down the strongholds. And she's very active in helping and outreaching with people and stuff, living out her Christian faith. So as a daily pause, I just want you to take a pause and say, what am I doing besides exposing corruption around us? But besides that, what am I doing to help just my fellow man that's around me? And so I just want to close with that. It's a short one. And anyway, I will see you on the next pause.